The owners of 13 high-rise buildings in West Yorkshire with unsafe cladding have until midnight tonight to commit to removing the material. Following the Grenfell Tower inquiry, West Yorkshire Fire Service sent letters to those responsible for the buildings warning of the risk to life.
They'll now assess the responses and restrict access to the buildings where inadequate plans have been made. Corinne Wheatley has this report.
Caught in an impossible situation, flat owner Abigail faces huge bills she can't afford, but she can't sell either.
It goes right the way up our building.
The flats are partly covered by unsafe cladding that must be removed. In the meantime, leaseholders are forced to pay £400 a month for fire wardens.
We're paying for waking watchers. It's costing our building as a whole £36,000 a month. If they're not there, however, then we get issued a prohibition notice, which essentially means evacuation and we can't live in our homes. We've been estimated that the remedial works are going to be millions and millions of pounds. So for myself and my husband, we're talking £25,000–30,000, which we simply don't have. We don't have the money. People will go bankrupt.
The dangers of some types of cladding emerged after the fire at Grenfell Tower that killed 72 people, and more recently after a fire at student accommodation in Bolton. Abigail's building in Leeds has cladding called HPL. It's different to the material on Grenfell, but still combustible. And at the moment, HPL cladding is not covered by a government fund to help with the cost of removal work.
We essentially wanted to sell the flat, but our flats are worth zero at the moment. People can't get mortgages, we can't sell, so we're trapped. My husband and I wanted to start a family, but that's not going to happen anymore. And it's just overwhelming that we're being ignored and no one's helping us.
The government very simply must extend this fund to cover HPL cladding, which is the problem now, particularly after the fire in Bolton at the student accommodation, because there's no difference in the problem leaseholders face. It's not their fault.
In a statement, the Housing, Communities and Local Government Department, which looks after the cladding removal fund, says we have repeatedly made clear that building owners must ensure their residents are safe in their homes. They add, building owners should do all they can to protect leaseholders from costs. West Yorkshire Fire Service wrote to the owners of 13 buildings last month, warning that they could be served with prohibition notices, effectively forcing the evacuation of residents unless action is taken over the cladding. They have until midnight tonight to respond. Meanwhile, leaseholders like Abigail are left counting the cost.
We're all people, we're all normal people. We don't have this money lying around. It essentially just leaves us like being crippled by this.